I'm gonna grab my earbuds. Hold on.
Alright. Oh, yeah, like that.
I just realized I don't know your name.
My name is Christopher.
Okay, let me turn this up.
Yes.
Thanks
Hello, hello,
for having
hello.
me.
Testing, testing. Oh yeah, of course. Um, hello on the mic. Yep, you can hear me. All right. Everything is good. All right. Uh, welcome to Self Love Sundays. I guess I'll give you a little bit of background on what Self Love Sundays is. When I was a trainer back in Atlanta, um, we used to we used to host a therapy class every other Sunday for our clients and anybody else they decided to bring in. And we would just talk about just whatever life, just any. We would just talk about anything, and then we would you know have an activity either before or after the class. So it stemmed from my podcast. I've been doing a podcast since 2016, and in every episode that I've done, we always talk about mental health and you know being positive and just taking care of yourself. And so from there, me and my homie Dizzy, we both had clients, and it was to the point where we would have some clients come to the gym, and they would like we wouldn't even really work out. They just needed somebody to talk to,
Yeah,
and so we were sitting there just brainstorming. We was like, hey man, we might as well start a we can't really call it a group therapy class because we're not therapists,
right.
we're just personal trainers. So we just called it like self-love Sundays. And people would just come, and we've had classes as small as like 5, and we've had classes as large as like 30 people. We've had people as young as like 6, and then we've had an 80-year-old uh person come in there and talk. And we don't know any of these people, they're just random people throughout the city. Because yeah, we invited our clients, but we also promoted it on social media. So
Hmm.
people would pull up and show up, and shit, we might know them or we might not. But uh, yeah, so basically from there, the pandemic hit. Like we were doing that like 2018, 2019. The pandemic hit, and obviously everybody was in the
Hmm.
house and chilling and stuff. So I still wanted to keep the self-love going, self-love talks going, but I wasn't a fan of doing stuff on Zoom and having everybody there. Just I didn't feel the connection. I liked everybody's energy in the room, but doing it through Zoom, it didn't last long. But what I did after that is I just interviewed people on Sundays, and we just talked about being positive um, and taking care of yourself. So that's where all of this comes from. So
Okay.
this is the first this is the first self love Sunday of 2025. Um,
Nice.
and I thank you for making the time to come on and
Yeah.
hop. But yeah, that was just my little background. But I go like my name is Christopher, but I go by a lot of people back home. They just know me as KC.
Okay.
Because when I was a coach, I used to coach basketball, and my name was Coach KC, and that was around the same time we started the brand. So a lot of people just call me KC, but
Okay.
you can call me Christopher or KC. I don't answer to Chris. That's the only thing I don't answer to.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, any name is that. But yeah, let people know who you are and what you do and stuff, and then I've got some questions
Okay.
that we can talk. How much time do you have this morning?
I have a good hour.
A good hour. All right, cool.
That
And
is that is that.
we're on the same time zone. It's 8 o'clock, right?
Yep.
Yep. All right, cool beans.
Yeah. Okay. So my name's Stephanie. I've been a personal trainer through National Academy of Sports Medicine for 13 years. Um, I'm also an empowerment life coach and a proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitator. So like a professional assisted stretcher. Um, and I guess you had to, if people asked me what I did in a nutshell, I double down on people's strengths And a lot of people spend a lot of time working on things that they're not naturally good at,
Mhm.
or working on things that take a lot of effort, and or they'll judge themselves based off of things that they don't know how to do, or based off of things that like they're not naturally good at. And so what I do in my theory of practice, regardless if it's personal training or life coaching, is we really just focus in on what this person is good at naturally, what they're already doing well in, and we amplify that, and then other things kind of fall off naturally. So that's what in a nutshell empowerment coaching is. It's helping people through empowerment. Instead of telling them that they need to fix things, I empower them to double down on things that they're already good at
Yeah,
in order to reach their goal. Because we're not supposed to be good at everything.
right.
Like if we're good at personal training, then and we need to be able to give ourselves the time and energy to master that. And then hire like a social media team, or hire things that you're not good at, or and and master what you do and outsource the stuff that you don't do, you know. So that's what I do pretty much in a nutshell. I've worked with clients all the way from 7 years old to 98 years old. So lots of different stories and injuries and ailments and goals in between all of that 13 years. But I love what I
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
And what city are you in?
I'm in Albuquerque, New
Albuquerque.
Mexico.
Is that
Yeah.
where you're from?
No, I was born in Key West, Florida,
Okay,
and
okay.
I moved here when I was 4 years old with my mom, and I've lived here ever since.
Mm,
So I was born in Florida, but I,
yeah. Yeah, I'm from the East Coast too. Shout out to all my East Coast people. Also, excuse me, I didn't bring a water. I gotta get some water. Um, for all the people listening on Spotify, I will definitely uh, tag her Instagram. Um, and you have your website and YouTube is all the same name, right?
yep,
Yeah,
it's all. I have links in my bio for all of that stuff, my
yeah.
website and
So
everything like that. Yep.
all my people, so we are our top three country listeners is obviously United States. We have a lot of German listeners, and
Hmm.
we have a lot of Netherlands listeners, so Dutch listeners, and I'm guessing they speak English because I don't speak German or Dutch, but
Yeah.
they listen to us. So we'll definitely tag you, and
Okay.
have the people follow. But yeah, you guys can definitely follow us on Spotify, on YouTube, Instagram, of course on the website. We weren't really big on TikTok, but
I know.
I mean TikTok is
Oh, me
gone
neither.
now.
Thank God.
Yeah,
I know.
TikTok is gone now, so I mean you can't find anything or anybody on that. But if it does come back, we do have a page with just a little bit of podcast content, but we don't keep up with that honestly. So if you want to catch the up to date stuff, please go to our website at flexhunter.com. We'll have this interview and all of our other interviews up too. Um, so I live in Denver now. I moved from Atlanta to Denver in September of 23. So I've been here for about a year
Okay.
and a been here for about a year and a half. And today is like it's -2 degrees. And like it doesn't get this cold. It doesn't get anywhere close to this cold back home. And it's just weird. Uh it's very weird. And people are like out and still like being functional and like and like just going out the day like it's not
Two
in the
degrees.
negatives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like so I'm like, but I'm getting used to it because when I first moved here, I was told the cold isn't that bad. And I get it. It's not an East Coast cold. It's not a
Right.
wet cold. You know what I mean? It's a dry cold. So I mean it's not that bad, but still I'm not outside mowing and joeing it in 2 degree weather. That's impossible. Just crazy impossible. We have a clothing line also, and we like to do a lot of like self-love quotes and
Mhm.
like mental health, just whatever, just positive stuff. And so our main thing right now is the one I have on today is the day you start loving yourself. And one thing about the gym, I first started working out in 2000. started working out in 2012. Yeah, and it was really just a way for me to kind of be on my own and get away from the world and just figure my shit out because how I was like 19 at the time, 20 years old. So I'm just, becoming an adult in the real world, going to college and all that good shit. And so the gym was definitely or it still is an outlet for me, in a comfort zone for me. Um, so my question for you is, uh, outside of the business part of what you do, being active, is that a way that like you take care of yourself, or have you always been active? Like, is that just your life? Because for me, I've always been active, but I never worked out growing up. You know what I mean? I never took my energy and frustration and converted it to lifting weights.
Yeah.
So to me, it's more of an outlet versus something that I just would do anyways. So I guess my question for you is like, is it an outlet for you, or is like working out and being fit just something you've always been into, or did you find yourself in a dark place or a bad spot, and then you
Hmm.
found yourself working out? Like, what was it for you?
That's a really, really good question. And I've actually never thought about that. So, a little bit of history about me. I grew up with my mom's side of the family, and my dad's Cuban, my mom's white. And so we moved out of, my mom and dad separated when I was 4. And then I went and moved with my mom's side of the family. And they were um, extremely sedentary. My grandma passed away at 69. My aunt passed away at 53. She was morbidly obese. My grandpa passed away at like 62. All from like health issues, you know. And growing up in that family, they're all white, like blonde, blue eyes,
Mm,
white, which is beautiful in its own respect,
mm,
right? But I'm dark. I have dark eyes, dark hair, dark skin. And so when I was raised with these people, I didn't really relate to them. I had a very hard time relating. Like I remember going to my mom and being like, I was adopted and I want to see the paperwork and I don't belong in this family. And what that did for me really,
sorry.
so I was able to kind of oh no, you're good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So because I didn't really relate with my family, I became like an observer and I would, this is the classic TV dinner on a TV tray in front of the television every night type of life. And I just remember thinking to myself, first of all, that like, this isn't how I want to grow up. This isn't what I want to do. This isn't, I didn't want to continue the lifestyle that I had. Um, and then a little furthermore, my mom was born with a handicap. So my mom has cerebral palsy. And so she's disabled, like her body is disabled. She has mobility issues. And so being active was the opposite of what my entire family did. And so I kind of gravitated to whatever they weren't because I didn't want to become them. And I could like see, and I was like, I distanced myself from who they were at a young age because of their skin t- color and because of their eyes. And like I looked completely different. My friends would be like, oh, that's not your family. I used to get joked,
Mm,
people would make fun of me about it. And so everything that they were is what I didn't want to be. And so being active for me was something that kind of naturally happened for me at a young age because of my family, but now it's more of a practice.
mm,
A
yeah.
practice, you know. So that's a really good question. But I yeah, I'd kind of steered away from my family and did what they didn't do, and that was eating
Mm,
healthy and moving. But
yeah.
I've kind of always been active, but it was different once I started my own health and fitness journey.
Mm,
Things kind of changed a little bit.
yeah. Okay. That's a good answer. Yeah. Yeah, I like to ask questions to make you think. Um,
Hmm.
think outside because I've been hit like with so many questions and like when I have to stop and I got to think about it, it just especially in the gym because you probably go to a gym all the time and you're probably like a regular at the gym. People see you and then they'll stop you and start asking you questions
Hmm.
and you've never been asked certain questions. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
in some people's eyes, you're like a inspiration or influence or
Hmm.
motivator. So like when they're asking certain questions, like they're really looking for an answer. So when I do my podcast, I really try to ask the good questions that nobody's been asked before, so we can get new
Yeah.
different answers, new answers and stuff.
No, I love it.
Um, yeah, I do. I definitely I enjoy the gym. I did Pilates one time. You ever done Pilates?
I have not.
It was tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was definitely tough.
Yeah.
Um, I, I would say like when people ask, like, hey, I'm trying to get in shape, I'm starting, oh, I want to work out, yada yada yada. I usually I mention Pilates to a lot of people that like don't want to lift weights,
Hmm.
but they still want to be active. I do mention Pilates because that's a tough workout. It's definitely a tough one. Um,
No, I've never
yeah,
tried it ever. I
yeah.
should.
Is the fitness scene big in Albuquerque? Like,
It's
is it
huge.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay.
massive. So Albuquerque, we our weather is really, really good.
Mm,
We have like 330 days out of the year are like outside is nice. Like you can go outside and, work in the elements. It's not -2 degrees here. So we
crazy.
have a huge outdoor scene and a lot of hiking, a lot of biking, a lot of snowboarding, a lot of there yeah, we have a huge outdoor scene here. So fitness is really, really big here. And it's interesting because I used to work at a larger chain here in Albuquerque, and I'm not going to say who it is, but I used to work at a corporate gym here, and there's quotas that the gym has to make, that the personal training department is supposed to make, and then they compare what Albuquerque is doing to like Phoenix and Denver numbers,
Mm,
right? Like money and attendance. And for the amount of people in Phoenix and the amount of people in Denver, Albuquerque's numbers as far as like um what people sold in personal training packages or how much attendance the gym had,
mm,
we would beat Phoenix and we would beat Colorado in those numbers. And so it's really interesting how small we are, but we're still producing the same numbers as like Colorado and Phoenix.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a pretty big scene here.
yeah, yeah. I didn't know Colorado was big. It was big into the health and wellness. That was definitely an eye opener for me. But I just feel like all these states out west are a lot healthier than the states in the south.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like, or I mean, we could easily look up the charts and see like which states are the healthiest versus non-healthy, and I bet you the top 10 states probably I would probably say 70% are probably like states out here, maybe.
Yeah. I wonder if it has
Uh,
anything to do with the weather at all.
yeah,
Because like
maybe.
Phoenix and all these areas have nice weather, and I don't know how it is in the South, but
Right. Um, I don't know. I feel like we should we'll look that up one day. We'll look that up one day for another show.
Yeah,
Do you go to we're gonna stay on brand. Do you go to therapy?
I do.
Is it once a week, once a month?
Once a week. Yeah. I've been seeing my therapist for a little over 3 years now.
Oh, the same person for 3 years, yeah?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Um, is,
Yes.
is it important to stay with the same person, or is it really just kind of like, you know, no, don't stay with the same person? Like, what, like, is there a reason why you've been with that person for 3 years? Like, have you ever thought about leaving them or anything, or are you just kind of comfortable and just kind of locked in with that person?
I think it depends on the person looking for therapy. If somebody just needs somebody to like be able to get a bunch of shit off of their chest and have just somebody listen, I think that it probably doesn't matter if you're staying with the same person. But for me, I don't want to have to give backstory of stuff, over and over and over again. So staying with one
Yeah,
person is, for me, much more comfortable than switching up people. Yeah.
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 Uh, I went to therapy um a few times. What year was that? That might have been 2021 maybe. And it was cool. Um, yeah, it was cool. Do you think everybody needs therapy? Like, how do you feel when people say everybody needs to go to therapy? Do you kind of agree, or is it like, you know,
No, I disagree. I think it's very similar to fitness. I think there's a lot of different modalities that you can get treatment or therapy or relief, mental health relief in a lot of different ways. I don't think that people have to follow one way of getting therapy. Like therapy for somebody could be going out and fly fishing for 6 hours straight,
right?
um, versus me like meeting up with a therapist or going to dance for me is extremely therapeutic. And so I think I would say no, I don't think everybody needs to have a therapist. I think that healing and support can come in lots of different forms. Like, and I just want, like, I don't care how you get help or how you get support or how you move your body, as long as you find something that works for you. And yeah, therapy is good for some people, not for everybody, though, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like to look at the different gyms that I go to as different therapists. Like,
Hmm.
if I go to this gym, it's for that. It's to talk to this therapist, and if I go to another gym, it's to talk to another therapist. So I just like to, again, like you said, like therapy is not for everybody. And one thing that I realized, like, I just really wasn't as, I just wasn't comfortable sitting there. Like,
Hmm.
and people say, you should talk to somebody that doesn't know you, and that's, you can be honest, but it's like me talking to somebody that doesn't know me, I'm probably not going to be, I know myself, I'm not going to be honest with you. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, I'm just not. Like, I find way more of my questions and problems being solved by talking to, my parents. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I know everybody's parents aren't, are in their lives or just whatever. But for me, like, I, anytime I have, like, my parents will give me the parent answer, and my parents will give me the real word answer. They've always been like that with me and my
Yeah.
siblings. So they'll tell me exactly how they, need to tell me as a nature and nurturing parent. But then they'll also say that's dumb as fuck.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you need to, like, you're being selfish, and they'll tell me about myself. My parents have always been honest with me.
Right.
Um, so like anytime I think one of the things, like if I ever did need to go to therapy, it was like my parents got divorced when I was like in fourth grade, and obviously as a kid, it doesn't really make sense, but as an adult, you start thinking about it more. So that's probably the only reason I would have went to therapy. But I feel like it the therapist would have like it would have led to me having to talk to my parents because I can only talk to about my parents getting divorced and get
So much.
answers from
Yeah.
from from them.
Right.
I can't get answers from a therapist, so that it would have from. So if I know, like I said, I don't ever talk down to therapy, but I know if I ever would have went to therapy for something, it would have been for that. But that would have just led to the therapist telling me to have a sit down with my parents, which I did anyways. I did that on my own time.
Right.
So
Right.
like I felt like I got the answers that I needed that I probably would have been looking for by going to therapy. Like, because I'm not saying my life is all peachy clean, but right now, like I'm just like the gym and being outside and doing what I can do and what I need to do, like is super cool. I remember I
Right.
had a relationship and we did couples therapy, literally just to like we weren't even it wasn't even like a bad relationship. We just did it just to do it, and I
Yeah.
think that was pretty cool. I think couples therapy and like marriage therapy or whatever you want to call it, I think that's definitely beneficial. Even if you're not having problems, you know, just
Yeah.
to have somebody to mediate and just whatever, bring it closer together or just whatever a bit. I think that was definitely good for our relationship. Obviously, we're not still together, but at
Right.
the time, um, couples therapy was definitely cool. I've gotten into um, I've gotten into the psilocybin
Okay. Treatment.
um, treatment. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I use my words right. Treatment. And I didn't get into that until I moved out here because I mean I guess it's decriminalized out here. Like you can just go and just buy
Hmm.
it and do all of that. And what I what I realized on that and because I don't do it like recreational to have fun. I do it, to sit down and yada yada yada. I tell myself this: if I would have found psilocybin before I found weed, I probably would have never smoked weed, and
Yeah.
that's like an honest truth. Um, what the psilocybin does for me at this point in my life is I don't know if you dabble in it,
I
but it,
do.
it like
Yeah.
it takes the definitely, and I'm super new, so if you have any insight, please tell me. But like, it definitely takes my ego away, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll
Hmm.
probably do shrooms today, and I'll probably do some tomorrow. Like, I don't do them often. I plan it, because I know some people microdose every day, but I just haven't got to that point. So
Yeah.
when I do it, I just do like a couple of grams. So I'm gonna do some today, and I just kind of like to sit call my parents, talk on the phone with them for a little bit. My mom knows I do mushrooms, and my dad doesn't know.
Yeah.
So when I talk to him, he just thinks I'm being all emotional for the day. But my mom,
Aw.
when I'm talking to my mom, she knows that I'm on the shrooms because I do get hella emotional. I'm an emotional person in general. I'm
Yeah.
not sensitive, like I'm not sensitive, but I am emotional. Like I share and express my emotions. I've
Right.
always been that way, even as a kid. So when I do the mushrooms, I find myself it just it fucking enhances.
Yeah.
All the emotions and the stuff I gotta say enhances and shit. So um I really appreciate that fruit that God gave us, or whatever higher
Hmm.
power you believe in gave us, because it is it makes you be real with yourself, and then when you come out of it, like for me, I like to act on the shit that I was honest with myself about because if I don't act on it, I just got high and tripped out for nothing. You know what I mean? Like I want to
Yeah.
come out the other side with something.
With a
And that's why I say
message.
like
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I say if I would have found this before weed, I probably would have never smoked because, weed like I've never been someone to say weed like helps me be creative because I'm always creative. So I just feel like I just smoked just to smoke. Like
Yeah.
back home, like it was just something. It was like it's not legal back home, so it was something that you hid and cool it's like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Out here, it's like everybody does it, so it's not like it's not a big deal. But back home, it's a big deal to do. But I feel like if I would have found mushrooms before weed, I would have definitely I would have been on that way more than weed because I uh, uh, accomplished a lot in life, of course. But I mean, obviously, weed is going to slow you down. So I
Yeah,
feel like if I didn't smoke as much weed and I just was on the shrooms, I would have just been on a whole nother level.
yeah.
And I'm not trying to I'm not trying to talk down on myself, but it's just like, just being honest. This is one thing I found out, is just being honest. Like, damn, I wish I would have found this. I don't want to say drug, but I wish I would have found this fruit before I
Hmm.
would have found the flower of marijuana
Yeah.
because, um, what mushrooms do to me, it's like it's great. I just want to talk. Um, like our longest podcast and our best podcasts have been me on mushrooms. We've done like 6 hour podcasts, and I'm just sitting there
Wow.
just talking.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And just talking about just whatever. So, um, I what I want to do, and if it's something that you want to do, we can definitely talk off camera. But it's just an
Okay.
idea I'm throwing out there. Don't take my idea. If you do, at least cut the check with me. But I want to. When I do mushrooms, I get energy. Like I get hyper. You know what I mean? I get
Yeah.
a boost of energy. I don't know about you, but for me, I get like I want to do a marathon and run a 5K. So
Yeah.
what I'm thinking about doing is making a pre-workout, like a psilocybin pre-workout
Oh wow.
thing. Um, so that's my plan. So
Yeah,
like
I've
if you
never
want to jump in
heard
that, like
about that at all. So that'll be interesting to see. That's
hell
exciting.
yeah,
That's
hell
exciting.
yeah.
I've never heard of anything like that before.
Cause I don't know about other people, but for me, like I'd be hyped. Like I just be wanting to run outside in circles and shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if I could figure out how to make this into a fitness product and legally and safely put it out there, at
Right.
least out here where it's legal, um, shit, I bet that shit'll blow up because people make
Oh
mushroom
yeah.
coffee,
Yep.
mushroom teas.
Yep.
I've made mushroom nachos before.
Right.
I've made mushroom hot apple cider. So I'm like, why
Right.
we can't do a little pre-workout or like a not necessarily a protein shake, but like a pre-workout little shot or like a little mix. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Right.
something. I think that would be cool. So like, yeah, like I said, if you want to jump in with that with me, I'm definitely cool with that. I probably won't get it started until like the end of this year
Right.
because I'm getting ready for a bodybuilding show and I kind of want to get my body right. I got to get up to 230 pounds and I got to do that by like the end of the year. So once I get that, then it'll be easier for me to start selling fitness again.
Yeah.
Because once I started, because I'm a teacher also. So once I left the gym and became a full-time teacher, I just wasn't working out as much. So it's like, and in today's age, back then you had to be fucking smart and know what you're doing to get clients. Now
Oh
you just gotta
my
look the
gosh.
part, which
Which
is whatever. But it's like, fuck
oh my
no,
God, that's so hard.
like me and the homie was he made a post about it the other day, and I was like, bro, I fucking agree. Like once people started doing BBLs and getting their body, especially in Atlanta, bro. So many people got their bodies done and started selling fitness, and then when the pandemic happened, everybody started being home trainers and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, oh fuck, this is not it no more. The game is different. Like people don't even care if you're knowledgeable. They just want you to have a cute outfit and post a couple of pictures. And it's like, bro, that's not that's not real
I
training,
think
bro. Like
I think the game is different. So, and I might be having I'm like playing the devil's advocate because obviously because this is my profession to have somebody just jump on in a cute shark whatever gym shark outfit on and be able to sell to them to people. First of all, it just fucking pisses me off because people like like I've been doing this for a long time and I know this is my calling and I love what I do. And so for people to I do not take it lightly that I work with people's bodies. Like I literally am working on a human being's body,
Yeah.
and I get paid very well to do it, and I have a lot of education behind that. And to have somebody that is wearing a cute outfit taking advantage of an opportunity to work with somebody's body, it just makes me irate. It makes me irate to think about that, because it's not something that should be taken lightly. You are working on a human being's body. This body might have injuries. This body might have diabetes. This body might have autoimmune. Like you have to be careful with people who have flare ups after a workout because they're swollen, like things like that. And so for somebody who's uneducated, but has like a nice body, to try to coach people it's I mean, it's just like malpractice for me.
Yeah.
It's extremely dangerous, and it's extremely annoying to me. And I think because you were like, the game has changed, and so for me, I don't think the game has changed, because what these people are going, these like false coaches, I'll call them like fake coaches or whatever.
Yeah.
These fake coaches, they'll be hot for a minute, maybe.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to have longevity of holding on to their clients. They're not going
Right.
to be able to create a program that is going to continue to get results. They're not going to be able to do like all the shit that I can do, right? And so,
Right.
yes, they might be able to like show up for a blink of an eye in my industry, but at the end of the day, they're just going to make me look really fucking good.
Yeah.
So I can hate on them, and I do silently. But at the end of the day, like there's a massive difference between me and that person. And I know that, and
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like you can play whatever game and whatever fish you can get with that net, like good for you. But at the end of the day, like my net is a lot bigger, and I can cover a lot more shit than they can. Um, but it is extremely like extremely annoying to me. Like my industry is like a multi-trillion dollar industry. We make pre-workout, fucking clothes, fucking different workout equipment, different apps. The fitness industry is just insane, especially after COVID, because people were like, oh, we need to be healthy. We need to do this and do that. So the fitness industry really did explode, but very small percent of the coaches that are real coaches are worth it. And I
Yeah.
think I had posted a video that I did about hiring personal trainers,
Mm.
um, that you had commented on, I think, and I was like, there's a real trainers and then there's not real trainers, y'all. Like, make sure you're doing your homework when you're hiring somebody
Yeah.
to train you, that they know what they're doing.
Yeah. And I just said that I wasn't currently certified. Yes, I remember that because I did
Yeah,
get certified at the beginning, but I only got certified after my third bodybuilding show. My coach told me to go get certified. Is I didn't even want to be certified, but she told me to go get certified so it would look good, like when they call me on stage. And then after my third show, I did like I literally looked like like I got my education. Like I didn't get my education from the classes. I got my education from doing shows. So like
applying it.
I
Yeah,
could tell I could literally tell you how to gain weight, lose weight, get abs, work on everything. But don't ask me about a muscle group because I don't fucking know.
yeah,
I can show you, but like if you really like, and that's why the Flex Learner team, like I wasn't like I was just the brains and the beauty. I was kind of more so the beauty, like because
hmm,
I had the other homie. He was very knowledgeable in the other shit. So when we first started doing it, like I just I was really good at getting the attention and bringing the clients in because I looked good. I literally had the men's physique body type,
right,
so it was easy to get clients. But when it came down to being a trainer, like I never wanted to be a trainer. Um, it was just something that was presented to me by my coach, and she just
yeah,
told me to go get certified. But yes, I feel like yes, you do like how you gotta hire somebody that's knowledgeable, whether they've been through it and did it, or they took the classes, took the notes, and like educated themselves. But if you're just going off somebody's nice little outfit and how they
Mm-hmm.
record and make their videos,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, you might have those little quick 21-day, or yeah, 21-day results, but is it going to last long? Because I've got clients that I haven't touched in years, and they've maintained their shape
Yeah.
because the type of work that we did, we worked from the inside out.
Yeah.
And so no matter what happens to you, even if you fall off, you're not going to get sloppy. You might have a
Yeah.
little, you might have a little something here and there, but you're not going to be all not ugly, excuse me. You're not going to be all like out of shape like you
Yeah.
were before you got to me, because we built you from the ground up.
Right.
We didn't work from the outside in. We worked from the inside out. So yeah,
Well,
definitely put
and
yeah.
I think that's why. So I'm also a certified life coach, and anybody can go on fucking Pinterest. Anybody can go on Instagram. Anybody can go anywhere and get a program. You can fucking Google a 21-day program, 3-month program for fitness. Ask Chat GPT to fucking generate something for you for your goal or whatever you're trying to accomplish. But at the end of the day, like, because what human, and this is kind of what I specialize in when I work with my clients, is what we do. Humans are habitual creatures. We do things over and over and over again. We're just built up of a bunch of habits, pretty much. And so whenever I'm dealing with a client who has a lifestyle that's not in alignment with what their fitness goal is, it's literally because their daily routines, what they eat, how they move, what they don't eat, what they don't move, is resulting them to where they're at right now, right? So really, what I'm doing with my clients is I'm creating different habits that we can build off of on a regular basis so that their fitness levels, and it aligns with what their goals are. And so somebody can give you a 21-day program, but as soon as you come across the fact that binging cake in the closet of your home is something that you're continuously doing, and it's because you've had trauma from your childhood, until you can deal with why you have that behavior. The example I gave was like eating cake in a closet. Until you can deal with having why you have that behavior, because all behaviors are necessary. We do things for a reason. So if you don't know what the fuck you're doing or how to coach people or how to train somebody, as soon as you come up with like a behavioral issue like that, you're not going to be able to help your client.
Yeah.
You can tell anybody to do a bicep curl, you can tell anybody to do a squat, but when it comes down to not showing up for themselves at the gym or not eating the right food, those are behavioral issues. It's a behavior that you have to work on and understand why, you know, your clients are doing the things that they're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
So it's important to hire people who know what the fuck they're doing. And I say that because I can say that because I've been doing this for so long, and I'm very confident in what I do. Um, but trainers are fucking expensive. I'm expensive, and to have somebody who's not certified and who should not be coaching people asking for the same amount of money that I ask, it just makes me irate. It really makes me irate. I can't. I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
jeez, it is
Because it's like
annoying.
coaching basketball. I'm sure when you were coaching basketball, like were they kids or were they adults?
Oh no, I coached a church league, little kids.
Okay, like little.
Uh, yeah, I wouldn't. They were like the highest grade I coached was like a sixth grade team.
Okay, well, sixth graders are fun behaviorally, but like when you have the kids out on the court, right?
Mm,
And little Tommy is trying to like shoot a basket, you know it's about what is going on in their head. Like if they're not making it, they're not making it, they're not making it.
Mm.
You aren't going
Well,
to be like, hey, like, you're going to give
yeah,
them, of course, a couple of pointers, like bring the arm up, or I don't know. I don't
yeah. I'll
play
give you what? No, I'll
basketball.
give you a better example. I was a teacher. I was a teacher for 7 years. I taught first grade for 7 years. So like,
Okay.
when that kid comes into the classroom, like, I know if that kid ate dinner
Right.
last night. That's why they're
Right.
acting up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I know that that kid, once they get in the car, mom doesn't say shit to them, just
Yeah.
drives off, no hugs, no how was your
Yeah.
day. So I know that type of. So yeah, that's a. I understand that.
And so with client, yeah, you have to be able to see, well, you have to be able to understand that so that you can take care of that shit first and then coach them on what they're trying to get to, you know. And if not, and I've literally told my clients when I'm screening clients, potential clients, don't hire me if you're not going, if like, go find a 21-day program. That'll be easier than what we're gonna do. Like if you're not
Mm,
ready to actually change your life, that's okay. If you're looking for a quick fix and whatever, like that's fine. But when I have my clients, I'm working with actual lifestyle change, like actual longevity in whatever we're doing so that they continue to be successful, you know?
yeah, yeah. Mm. So you probably impacted a lot of people's lives. Then that's good. Very important.
For
I think the
for
biggest.
better or for worse, I don't know.
I think the coolest thing I've done for a client, just off the top of my head, is I helped a lady lose enough weight so she could get pregnant, like
Oh,
so she
yes.
could she could help like healthily get pregnant.
Yep.
I guess that's how you say it. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. That was definitely cool. I got to help bring in another life,
Yeah.
so that was cool. Um, yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
always about how you look, you know.
Uh,
It's a,
mm,
it
mm,
it becomes, and it should become, quality of life. Really, I tell my clients all the time also, like the only way that we are experiencing our reality right now is because of this body. How we taste, smell, touch, feel, hear, see,
mm,
everything is because of this actual body that we're in, right? And so I want my body to be in a situation that if I want to go out of the country and go somewhere, like I can physically do it. I can go on a hike. I can go kayaking. I can go do whatever I want because my experience is directly related to what and my ability is, you know? And that probably comes from
yeah,
my mom being handicapped. I saw her limited life experience. She can't, my mom will never know what it's like to run a marathon and be happy about it. My mom will never know what it's like to be on the stair stepper or have that euphoric high from working out, you know? Like she's never gonna know what that's like because her body isn't able to. And my aunt, she was like 400 pounds when she passed away. And I wonder like about her sex life. Like how was your sex life? You know, if you're like that. And like that's your experience. Your experience in this life is directly correlated to how your body is.
yeah, yeah,
And I don't want my body to limit me from anything that I ever want to do, you know? And so being able to like share help somebody lose weight so that they can get pregnant, that's huge.
yeah,
That's huge. Or helping somebody be able to pick up their grandkids or be able to get their luggage and put it. I had a client who was going to Ireland for her like the trip of her dreams, and she was older because that's when you get like financially stable enough to go on trips like that. But she couldn't pick her luggage up and like put it in the airplane, like over thing, the luggage thing. And then she was worried about how much walking she was going to do when she was in Ireland. So we literally trained so that she could just deal with her trip, her vacation, and not be limited. physically, because I mean, you can go to Paris, you can go to Spain, you can go to Rome, but if you can't walk around
Yeah,
to see it,
yeah.
you know,
Dang. So lifestyle training, functional training,
mhm.
super important. So I don't know. I think Instagram only gives us like an hour for these lives. I don't know.
Cool.
We've been going, it's been 50 minutes recording. So,
Okay.
what we can do if you want, we can do these every Sunday or every other Sunday, whatever you want to do. 'Cause I know I need to book my schedule to be interviewing multiple people as each Sunday. So, if you want to be part of that rotation, definitely let me know.
Every other Sunday probably would work good for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
definitely do that. I'm gonna put it together today. Got a lot of stuff to do today. It's gonna be a busy
Okay.
day. I'm excited though. But yes, this will be. I'm gonna put this up on Spotify. I'm gonna have to play
I'm
the
on
audio for the
Spotify.
video.
I'm on Spotify also. I have a podcast on Spotify as well. And so
Yes.
I record every Monday and I'll do a shout out for for
Okay.
your your Spotify, your podcast. Yeah, so we can kind of cross collaborate there.
All right. That sounds good. Um. Other than that, let the people know where they can find you, and then we'll sign off.
Awesome. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram mostly. I'm empowerment. I just changed. Bossed Up Empowerment is my handle. My name is Stephanie Caradegua. Last name is Carrodegua. And then I have all my links underneath my bio and Instagram, so you can just follow all of that. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. Yes. So I will keep you in the loop
Cool.
with everything. And I guess I gotta send you some clothes too. We right now our main thing is flannels. Do you like flannels?
I love flannel.
Okay.
I love a good flannel.
I got you. We'll
Yeah.
send out some flannels. And then
Okay.
I gotta come out to Albuquerque sometime. And but we'll figure that out down the road because it doesn't get cold in the wintertime for y'all, does it?
It does like next week because we have a cold front coming. I don't know if it's gonna
Mm,
hit you guys or if it's already hitting you right now.
yeah.
But next week it's gonna be like 5 degrees here.
Shit.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
fucking cold.
Our
So send the
tomorrow.
flannel fast.
Yeah.
Send it fast.
What size? What size are you?
Um, Probably a medium, between a
All
small
right.
and medium.
I just send both
Okay.
because we got a lot of them. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna save this, drop it on the YouTube and the Spotify and the website. So y'all check us out, flexcenter.com, Flexcenter Radio on YouTube. On Spotify, you can go to Flex Talk Podcast on Spotify or go to the Puff Responsibly Show on Spotify. You can find both podcasts on there, and pretty much they're the same. One's podcast is coming to an end, the other one is, starting to grow. So, thank you for being patient during our transition. It's been a wonderful year, um, and like I said, you can find everything on flexlander.com or Instagram. No more TikTok. We all are on YouTube and what other platform? I think that's it.
I know there's so
Yeah.
many now.
Yeah, but like I always say, man, protect your content. At the end of the day, the more you post on these apps, the more money you make these apps. I
Mm-hmm.
preach, I preach, come up with your own website because all that money's gonna go to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come up with your own website. I preach that. Protect your content, protect your content, protect your content. Other than that, I'm out.
I
Enjoy
know.
your Sunday, and
Bye. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
we'll do this. Want to do this in 2 weeks? 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, cool beans. See you later.